What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today I am going to be breaking down all the trades that I have taken so far this week. It has been two trades so far, one yesterday and one today, and I'm going to break them down for you in this video. Alright, I know I haven't uploaded any videos lately for the series Trade Supply and Demand for a Living, but I'm going on vacation this Saturday and I have been extremely busy doing a lot of stuff, so I'm sorry for that. And yeah, hopefully I'm going to be able to upload some videos before I leave, so for all the trades that we have remaining this week for tomorrow and Friday. All right, so yeah, with that being said, let's get started with the video. Yesterday, guys, I caught a 1 to 4 on natural gas. It was a crazy trade. Let me show you guys the account really quick, which is sitting at $52,400. So we're almost there to pass it. All right, today we took a loss. I was like at $52,700, but I ended up risking only $300, so I could pass my account, and I lost. So losing 300 right here, we're still like 600 away from passing the account. So yeah, we can still get that on a trade, risking 1% of the account. But yesterday, this was the trade that literally put me up there like a 52K, because I caught a quick 1 to 4 on natural gas. I'm gonna break it down for all of you. So really, everything is simple, guys. Break of structure, so you guys can see pre-London was bearish, then London was using consolidation, pre-New York started pushing up, and then New York session started going to the upside, right? Breaking these highs over here, we started breaking these highs as well, and then right here on New York, we see that we created this high right here, which we then broke that high. So this is a break of structure right here. For all of you that would like to go step by step, that is a break of structure right here. This is a demand, all right? That's a demand with a gap right here. So this is the gap right there, literally right there. That's a gap. So everything is looking good. What else do we have? We also have the 13 EMA right there at the demand zone. We are sitting above the 200. The 50 is about to cross above the 200, meaning that we are on indeed on a bullish trend. So everything was setting up for good buys over here yesterday on natural gas. And then fast forward, we got in at the break of candle right there, literally pushed up. And for people that ask me in the comments, why do you leave runners, or how do you know when to leave runners? When you get this type of volume. So when you get this type of volume, I didn't close at a 1 to 1 because last week I ended up with a loss last day, so I needed to cover some losses, so I didn't close at a 1 to 1. And once I saw this volume, I'm like, okay, I'm holding for a little bit longer, especially knowing that all this volume came in on one candle, meaning there is a lot of buying pressure in the market. So when you see that there is a lot of buying pressure and you're in buys in a demand, you might want to hold. Look at this, the size of this candle compared to the size of like the red candles or the previous candle before we broke that candle right there and we got in. So this is a huge candle compared to all the other candles. So this is showing you there is a lot of volume in the market and there is a lot of buying pressure in the market, especially also seeing that the body of the candle is large. All right, we don't have like a large wick. If you will see like the body of the candle something like this, but the wick is like this, then you're like, oh shit, okay, yeah, there was buying pressure, but then sellers stepped in and they pushed the price all the way back down. So maybe I have to be cautious a little bit. But if you see that the buyers pushed all the way over here and they also close over here, yeah, like we're looking good. We're looking good to leave some runners. So all I did was leave the trade to run for a little bit longer. I hit the 1 to 4 right there. I got out. It literally spiked up for almost like a 1 to 5. Yeah, 1 to 5 would have been right here. I didn't catch the whole movement. It's pretty hard to catch. Like, it's pretty hard to say, okay, it's going to drop right here. Like, no one is going to do that. But I was fine with my 1 to 4 over here. And then yeah, that was it for yesterday. It was quick again, so I didn't have to stay right there holding runners for like 2 hours or anything like that. It was literally like 5 minutes, 10 minutes at most 10 minutes. All right, probably like 7 8 minutes on this trade. Caught a 1 to 4. That put me up to $2,700. And then today I ended up taking a liquidity. Today the price action was trash, man. Let me say that first of all because it sucked. Gold today it sucked. I wanted to take this liquidity graph so bad right here, to be honest. So once I saw that this happened, I was like, oh shit. I didn't get in. I was late on the trade. So instead of taking this liquidity graph, all right, which it hit the 1-to-1 right here at this spike right here, or this drop right here. I was like, okay, let me take the liquidity graph for buys, because we still have the 200 EMA flat, we still have, consolidation. So we got the liquidity at the top, we came all the way back down here, we got the liquidity down here. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So if you draw this low right here from that red wick, look how we got that liquidity immediately went back up, and it ended up closing a good bullish candle. All right, and then I got in literally right there. I didn't get in at first because I was like a little bit hesitant, because I'm seeing how gold is coming from London session, coming all the way back down. The New York is consolidating, but the whole trend is bearish. So the trend for gold is bearish. So I would have liked to get in on a liquidity graph for sales, all right, but not for buys. We also had the 13 EMA right there, the 200 EMA, and possibly the 50 that we needed to break above if we wanted to hit TP. So I was a little bit hesitant at first, but then I just ended up pulling the trigger. I sent it to the Discord. We got in on this next candle, which this next candle started coming back down here. We actually got in like right here. That's what I sent it, but I still put it like, like the normal break of candle and everything, and still aim for the same 1-to-1. And then yeah, it ended up hitting stop loss on this wick right there. So yeah, got stopped out on that trade, done for the day, and I didn't take it a second setup because the market today was pretty trash. All right, I was literally wanting to see if SPX at that time, if you wanted to respect this demand, all right. So SPX had this demand, which we came back at 8:45. All right, if you go to gold at around 9 a.m., 8:45 is when that liquidity grab happened for the sales. All right, so I was so focused on SPX and stuff that I didn't even see the liquidity graph for sales on gold. But that would have been the ideal trade for today, just because still we have the 200 EMA flat, we have the liquidity graph right there, and we are also going with the higher time frame confluence, which is sales, which is bearish. All right, that would have been the ideal one. I ended up taking the buys, which is counter trend with the higher time frame, and look what happened. We got stopped out, but it's okay. We still right there, close to passing the account. So we only need one trade. We still have Thursday and Friday, so hopefully we can get a good trade and finish a week strong and funded. All right, so still on track to get funded by the end of this month, like we said on the beginning of the challenge. So yeah, hopefully we can get funded. We got 2 more days, so the 29th and the 30th. So we gotta get funded this week. If we don't, we're gonna fail the like at least the time frame that I had for my stuff. So we try to get funded right now at the end of May, and then on June we're about to get payouts and then invest those payouts. So hopefully these breakdowns are helpful for you guys. If they are, make sure that you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and also if you want to take these trades with me, make sure to check the link in the description for the Discord. And that's it for today, man. As always, take care, peace. I'll see you guys in the next one.